Be like then when you started, and what is it like now?
Huh. Well, comedy was great in the 80s and the 90s. I mean, we did Pat Proft and I did the scary movies and during that time. And then I think with the advent of PC, I think audiences would still laugh, but it's the studio executives who became frightened. So I think because of that, filmmakers are a little more careful now, and you can't. You just have to, put in what you want to put in and let the audience decide. But too often in a script, if we put material that we had in Airplane or The Naked Guns, studio executives may today say, "Oh no, that's a little too risque, or it might offend someone." We were lucky to have Bob Weinstein during the scary movies because he encouraged us. He said, "Do more." So, and Michael Eisner and
It might offend someone. You know what's offensive to me? Bad comedy. And yeah, it's like there are good comedy moments in movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy. And I just saw Superman. There's some funny stuff in there. I didn't find the movie crazy funny or anything, but see, but those are action movies first with some comedic elements, and then Deadpool a little bit more. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine's probably the funniest movie since Deadpool 2, but it's just few and far between. And I don't know, it's just, there's like in the 90s, there's so many, like I just watched Baseketball. The movie's great. It's hilarious. I mean, Baseketball, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, even The Mask. Um, and then all of his movies with Airplane and The Naked Gun, and he directed Basketball too. So, but yeah,
Jeff Katzenberg during the Naked Gun era and Airplane were also really encouraging, and they never tried to censor us or interfere. So it was, but now. There is no movie comedy. There's nothing good. I mean, you have mild stuff that is kind of reminiscent of sitcom things. I mean, Ted has been very successful, but it's mild. It's not. It's kind of cute and clever. And it's one of our rules. Is merely clever. Merely clever isn't enough, but. There's no zany comedy anymore like Mel Brooks or Woody Allen or what we used to do. But the Wayans are very funny, and they did the first Scary Movie, and they're doing a sequel. They're doing Scary Movie 6, I think. We did 5, so they must be doing 6. But they're good. Mike Myers is also, when he did Austin Powers, he did spoof, and neither of those people followed any of our rules, but that's okay because it's their own style.
What makes something funny?
Well, that's a very, what makes something funny is a very broad question, but basically I can tell you that what we did was, and what we do is set up familiar situations in a spoof, and then you reverse the audience's expectations of the outcome. So we do, oh my God, we get them going like, okay, they've seen this scene in a million airplane disaster movies or cop movies or horror movies, and then we put in the switch. There's another concept which we call the driving instructor. So this comes from in The Naked Gun, when Leslie Nielsen is chasing a bad guy gets in the car and commandeers the car, throws the driver out, and goes in, and he gets away. And Leslie Nielsen commandeers a car, but it's a driving instructor and student. So, and that becomes the whole joke, is that it's this nerdy girl who, all nervous and everything. And then it's funny. And we did another drive-in instructor bit in Naked Gun where Leslie Nielsen has a radio mic, goes into the bathroom, so we hear all the bathroom sounds. So, and that writes itself.
In keeping with that, there's something you jokingly said in an interview. You don't want to be accused.
See, that's funny with the bathroom scene, because he's like, you don't want to be vulgar, like, so, like, just constant fart jokes and poop jokes and stuff. Like, I don't know, in the new Naked Gun reboot, which comes out pretty soon, I think, with Leslie Nielsen, he's eating a bunch of chili dogs, and then, oh yeah, he needs to go shit himself, and he's shitting himself, and isn't that funny? It's like, well, I don't think that is funny. Like, it's not even clever. Oh yeah, you eat too many chili dogs, you're gonna shit yourself. Like what he's talking about, well, that's at least clever. Like, they set it up, and it's funny because it's different too. It's just not him, eating a bunch of bad food and then going, to crap himself. Like, Dumb and Dumber has the funniest fart joke, I'd say, of all time, with Jeff Daniels. But that's funny because you set it up, and it's well done.
Accused of being too tame.
Oh yeah, no, being tame is the worst. And I think I mentioned one movie that I thought was kind of tame, but you have to be out there, and you have to have some bite to it. And I remember Jim Abrams, my partner for the Naked Guns and Airplane and Top Secret, he was a stickler for discipline, and he hated mildness. And so he said, you got to be, and Jim came up with jokes like, how do you take your coffee? I take it black, like my men. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was a Jim Abrams joke. And Pat Proft came up with Nice Beaver. So, we never want to be mild, but we also don't want to be.
I think they would cut that today.
Vulgar. So in Baseketball, it was R-rated, but it was only because, Matt and Trey wanted to portray those characters like real characters, like kids actually talk. And so we were able to be a little more out there, but it also limits the audience. And the Wayans did their scary movies as R-rated, and then when I took over the franchise, with Bob, we asked Bob Weinstein, do you mind if we do this PG-13? Because we can do it. We do it like the Naked Gun. It's real wit. We don't need gross out. And although the Wayans are really funny, it's just not our style. So he said, sure, and it broadened the audience.
I believe you've also said you have to go up to the line and then go a little bit over the line. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing is, anti-mildness. You have to go, you just have to keep going. And what Bob Weinstein always said, you guys are stopping when you should just be starting. And so he would encourage us to go over the line. And as long as it's wit and not just vulgarity, it was good to have that encouragement. So, we always try to push it. And there's many examples in Naked Gun where we just went for one more thing, or Airplane, like when we were writing a scene between Bob Hayes and Julie Haggerty, and she's going off about how she remembers all these things, and it was mild. And so Jim Abrams typed, I remember how you used to hold me and how I used to sit on your face and wriggle. And that was the joke. And Jim would do that. Jim would type those things and not pitch the idea. And Jerry and I would read them and crack up. And we said, geez, can we do that? And he said, sure, of course we can. And we would do it. And so that's part of, going over the line. You got to go, but you can't do it too much, because you get a cumulative effect, we call it.
Oh, and what is that?
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much vulgarity, or you can't keep doing it because the audience will just get used to it, and we'll lose the surprise. And it's the surprise which gets the laugh.
Right, because Julie Haggerty is such like an angelic presence.
She
stuff
said,
like-
yeah,
she's
and the way
perfect,
she,
yeah.
and that's the way she. Julie is an angelic presence, and it's the way she really is in real life. She's not acting. I mean, she's a great actress, but and she can act, but it's very much Julie in that character of Elaine.
And I believe you said previously that other actresses might have been squeamish about that particular line.
Oh yeah, one actress was squeamish about that particular line. We were doing New York casting, and Sigourney Weaver came in, and she was very good, but she said, "I don't think I can say that line about sit on your face and wriggle." So we thanked her very much, and but we didn't cast her because we needed somebody to say all the lines. We were so confident in all of our lines, but Sigourney somehow managed to carve out a career after that. So and we're of course big fans. And Shelley Long came in. I don't know that she complained about any of the lines, but she may have expressed some concern about it, but excuse me, I don't think there was any objection with her.
Forgive me, I'm drawing a blank on the comedian's name. He used to get arrested at his shows, stand up, and I usually would know.
George Carlin? Oh,
No, not Abby Hoffman. That
No,
he's
no,
different.
it
Different.
was,
He's not a comedian.
Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce. That's it. That's it.
Right.
Because I'm thinking like
Yeah.
I guess at that time he took it too far. Obviously.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce. Lenny Bruce was renowned for going over the line, and
Yeah, see, and now, I mean, I don't think you're gonna get arrested, but back then it was arrested because the hardcore pearl clutchers, oh my God, you can't do this, and then, they get the police involved in obscenity laws and stuff. Now I think it's the other side that are the pearl clutchers concerning this in many ways. But yeah, you wouldn't get arrested. I mean, we're not like England, yet. Thank God.
he used a lot of profanity, and he would get arrested. So, and the stuff that he's saying now is, probably not arrestable. I mean, the things, if you watch that stuff now, you wonder why he got arrested, but times change.
Sure. And at that time,
Right.
he
And
took it.
things now may be going backwards. So the studio executive, Pat Proft, and I had a meeting several years ago about, we had written a Naked Gun script, Naked Gun 4, Nordberg did it, and then we changed it to Naked Impossible, but it was a great script, and this movie, this lady who was the head executive there said, I don't know, you have this one line about the female agent couldn't fit into the Kevlar vest, so she had a breast reduction, and that's too much. She was frightened about that. It's like Pat and I looked at each other and just, it's a pretty mild joke.
What are challenges of keeping humor timeless?
Yeah, it's like not even, it's pretty mild. People are so uptight. Oh my God. Don't you want to make money, Hollywood?
Well, we've never done any kind of movie that was based on current events. We just, spoof means you're spoofing genres which are movies in the first place, and they don't have anything to do with current events. And that's what makes it timeless, and what makes it very international because everybody shares the references. So, when we do Naked Guns, it's pretty much the Naked Guns that Pat and Jerry and Jim and I wrote were based on pretty much a 1958 TV series called M Squad, and also on the Dirty Harry movies. So they didn't have any relation to current events, and so that makes them timeless. They're always good, and so and our new Naked Gun was based when we wrote the script on Mission Impossible and Bourne Identity and Bond, and those are movies. We base on movies, not. I don't know if I'd want to do a rom-com because I would have to know what goes on in people's lives in current times. I don't live in current times.
But yeah, that's a good interview. In others interviews, he talks about his new Naked Gun movie, which I would like to see. It sounds more interesting than the new one. I'll definitely would say that. But I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, spoofing more Mission Impossible, Bourne, Bourne Identity, and then Bond. I mean, they already kind of did Bond with Austin Powers, but that was like the old 60s and 70s Bond more. So, but no, they didn't want to make that, and I don't know. I hope the reboot or whatever requel, sequel, whatever it is good, but I just haven't been that impressed with the trailers. So, and I think he has little to no part in it. I mean, he probably gets a paycheck, right? Because he helped create it, but yeah. So, yeah, that's about it, though. Just thought it was a nice little interview. So, I'll see you next time.